Hey guys, yep, we're doing another grade up unit. What you're looking at here is the eye flasher unit for the Zoids from the OJR grade up line. We're going to unbox this thing and then I'll show you what it does. Let's check it out.
Robo Shop.
Alright, let's take a look here. First of all, the box is absolutely tiny. I mean, just to give you an idea, this is the one for the grade up unit number 1, and it looks to be pretty much half the size of this one, yeah. Of course, the reason for that is that I don't think there's anything to build in here. It's just this and that's it. Anyway, on the front here, we have the grade up unit itself. We have the Zoids here with it mounted on its belly. The grade up Zoids logo, the old Tomy logo, the old Zoids logo. I'm going to run this all through Google Translate again later in the video, but I'm guessing it probably says more or less the same thing as all these boxes. On the back, yeah, it just basically tells us how to put this together. Don't know what this is, but yeah, let's just take a look at what's in here and whether it still works. That's it. We have, actually there is a sprue in here. All right, so this is the bottom of the battery compartment, or really just the whole contraption. And here we've got the light. And then the grade up emblem here, the top casing, and this goes on the back somewhere. So yeah, I'm just going to get these parts off the sprue and then we're going to take a look at how it goes together. All right, so here's what we do. This, like I said, is just the bottom of the battery casing, or the bottom of the whole unit, really. This goes on top like so, not requiring a screw, we know in passing. And this goes over the switch, right? Because the idea is, that we can rotate this to turn it on, and there we go. It actually still works. That's amazing. I just built a Hasbro iron cone with the light and that one didn't work anymore, but this one's still up and running. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm gonna get this mounted on my Zoids and then we're gonna check out what it does. Or actually, let's take a look at the box first. As usual, it says Mecha Biological Zoids above the Zoids logo there at the top, then grade up unit number 3. What's interesting is that the note in parentheses says that it's a Republic unit, and Google then translates the next part as shared on the dark side, roughly, which is really weird. The Zoids is a Gylos Empire Zoid, and as you'll see later, the unit also works with the King Liger, but then I don't really understand why the Zoids is the one depicted on the box if this is a Republic unit. If anyone who's more versed in the old battle story would like to shed some light on this in the comments, please do feel free and I'll pin it. Anyway, the katakana says eye flasher, of course, and the red text on the grey background basically just says that it lights up, I think. I can't get all of that to translate because of the background. What's funny is that the small text on the bottom left under the picture of the unit apparently says that the color of the actual item might not match the box image, and it does, but the hyper beam gun doesn't, and I don't think that box has the same disclaimer, so, you know. Finally, on the bottom, it basically just explains that the thing is a kit that you have to assemble and that it takes a AA battery. Alright, now let's take a look at how this works. So, the battery casing mounts to the Zoid's belly, and it's a little hard to get on there, but thankfully the plastic hasn't gone brittle yet. To get the light into the head, we first have to remove this cockpit/eyepiece here. And then we replace it with the light. Takes a bit of finagling, as you can see. It really doesn't click into place, but you have to fit it in there properly or the cockpit hatch won't close. Then we turn on the dial on the bottom and it lights up. Now let's see that again in pictures. First off, just as a starting point, here's the Zoids without the eye flasher in case you've never seen one. This is the Rebirth Century version, but I think the collars are basically the same as the original. Note that the eyes are yellow to match the blades, which by the way are apparently called Hell Blazers because this is John Constantine's Zoid. Anyway, here it is lit up. It really does make quite a bit of a difference to the Zoid's appearance. Of course, you might say you don't like that it now has wires on its back. There might be a way to feed these through the armor, but I'll be honest, I didn't try that. For this picture, I turned off the light so the effect would look more intense. It really is pretty cool. Now, as I later realized, the unit also works with the King Liger, although the wires are just barely long enough. The Zoid has the same hard point on its belly to attach the battery casing, though, and the light is clearly meant to fit into its head. Supposedly there's also a way to mount this thing on the Gull Tiger, by the way, but I have no idea how that works. Here's that again with the lights off. It's not as obvious in this picture as it is in real life, but unfortunately there's a lot of light leakage because the canopy is white. You'd really have to paint it black on the inside to make it look good. And there you have it, that's the eye flasher. One last thing I wanted to mention is, when I took the battery out after the first test and then put it back in, it had stopped working. The switch mechanism in there is super simple, and basically one of the wires had been pushed a little out of position. It was an easy fix because the whole thing is so basic, but if you get one of these and it doesn't work, you might want to unscrew the bottom and see if everything's making contact as intended. Well, and that's it for this one, folks. I'm a little ahead of schedule at the moment, actually, so I can already tell you that in all likelihood we'll have a painted Zoids build up a week from now. If you're a fan of Zoids and you want to make sure you don't miss that or all the other future Zoids content that I have coming up, you might be interested to know that YouTube has a subscription feature that, helps you avoid that kind of problem if you just click on that subscribe button under this video. And while you're at it, let the algorithm know that you're a Zoids fan by giving this video a like, and if you really like my stuff, I also have Patreon and PayPal links down there to make it easy for you to support me. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.